out with some improvisation and witty banter. You'll have no doubt that, yes, there really is an answer. Kalamazoo.
Good evening, Kalamazoo, and welcome to Yes, There Really Is an Answer, the show that's part game show, part improv theater, part talk show, and all Kalamazoo. I'm Bannon Backus with Crawl Space Theater and Crawl Space Eviction, and I'll be hosting the show tonight. We hope that everyone is doing as well as possible. And as always, a special thank you to all of you who are essential workers. When you find yourself living a year like 2020, you tend to turn to things that you enjoy. And one thing that I love is British humor. So I've taken the liberty of looking up some old English words to quickly share with you, because as you know, we here at Yes, There Really Is an Answer are all about education. So maybe you'll find these words useful in helping you to express yourself and your thoughts in everyday life during 2020. So here's the first one. Do-beater, which means someone who's awkward or clumsy. Here's another one. Saddle goose, which means someone who wastes their time doing something stupid. And then there's gilly wetfoot, which means a swindling business person or someone who gets into debt and then disappears. And we can't forget about nash gab, which means someone who constantly complains. And last but not least, we have gobermouch, which means someone who's nosy and interferes with other people's business. And now, before I turn into a saddle goose, let's meet tonight's contestants. There they are. America's sweetheart on the right, Joel. America's bad boy on the bottom right, Bryce. How are you guys doing?
Excellent. So great to be here.
Good. Yeah, it's good to have both of you back. Before we get into things, I just want to quickly touch base with both of you, see how you've been since the last time we were here. And as you know, I have a question that I plan on asking both of you. So we'll start with you, Joel. How have you been since the last time you were on the hot seat?
Absolutely. That summer's been great. It's been hot and I love it. Summer is summer and Michigan is the best.
So you don't mind like the really humid, thick heat?
I don't recall saying anything positive about humid. I did say something positive about heat, but
okay.
The dry heat, that's good.
Okay.
You know,
all right.
85, no humidity, perfect.
Okay, fair enough. Well, yes, so it is summertime, Joel, and here in America, it usually means that that's time for a road trip. So I'm curious, when you're making your way down a long stretch of road and the wind is blowing through your arm hair, what song is playing on the radio?
So you know my air conditioning doesn't work and my arm is out the window.
I keep tabs on people,
Yep. So, you know, it's going to be one of two things depending on how the day has been going. If it's a typical day where I've caused some kind of commotion and it's not good, then I'm escaping from there and I'm playing Taylor Swift, Shake It Off.
You are full of surprises. Okay.
Absolutely. But if it's a good time or something, I'm going to something good, then I got to go with The Boss and Born to Run.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Well, 1 out of 2 ain't bad. Awesome.
That's almost 50%, I think.
Yeah, almost. Pretty near. Awesome. Great picks, Joel. Great to see you again, as always. And moving right on to Bryce. Bryce, have you been up to anything since the last time we saw you?
Well, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Got married, so that was a big one. Yes, in the heat of the pandemic, yes, we got married. It was small but nice, totally different than what we planned to do, but it was a perfect ceremony.
Awesome, good for you. Congratulations again.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, same question for you, Bryce. It's summertime. You're going down the open road, windows open, maybe the top's down. But what song is playing on your radio?
Well, put on my aviators. I grip the wheel as hard as I can. I click on the radio. It's always going to be All Star, Smash Mouth.
Oh, nice.
It's always going to be.
A good, solid pick. I remember hearing that one a lot. Awesome. So glad to have you here, Bryce, and congratulations once again. And of course, both of you have improv backgrounds. So for those watching, know that not only are they going to have to compete in our show, but each of them are going to have to compete as a character, which I'm going to allow them to choose right now. Starting with you, Joel. Here are my 3 choices for you to consider. You could be a children's book author. You could be an underground electronic music artist, or a compulsive gambler. Any of those?
I've always wanted to be a compulsive gambler, so heck yeah, I'm going with that.
Awesome.
Probably my name is going to be let's see.
Good name for a compulsive
gambler.
gambler.
Yeah, well, I know the first name is Chips for sure. So Chips.
Okay.
I'm working the last name.
Okay.
I
love the first name.
Chips Fingers. Chips Fingers. Sure.
Chips Fingers.
Chips Fingers.
Awesome. Love it, Joel. So Joel is going to be playing Chips Fingers, a compulsive gambler. Thank you so much, Joel. And moving on to Bryce. Your 3 choices, Bryce, are either a ghost hunter, an abstract painter who is constantly inspired, or a vacuum cleaner salesman.
I'm going ghost hunter.
Ghost hunter. I would have gone for that as well. Awesome. So Bryce is a ghost hunter, and what is the name of your character going to be, Bryce?
Trent Mosby.
Trent Mosby.
Nice.
Awesome. All right. So a quick recap. Bryce is going to be playing a ghost hunter named Trent Mosby, and Joel is going to be playing a compulsive gambler named Chips Fingers. Awesome. I cannot wait to see these 2 characters in action. So really quickly, we'll go over how the game is played in case you're tuning in for the first time. The way that we play Yes, There Really Is an Answer is each contestant is going to take turns answering questions about Kalamazoo. There's going to be 6 regular questions total, each of those worth 100 points. And we're going to end the game with a special final question that every contestant will answer. And that one is worth 300 points. It's a big one. And after the final question, we're going to see who the winner is. And the contestant with the lowest score is going to serenade us with a verse from that timeless classic, I've Got a Gal in Kalamazoo, sung in a cappella. And as part of our program, you, the viewer, are going to have an opportunity to ask these characters any question that you'd like. After each contestant has answered a couple of questions, we'll be taking a short break for a Q&A. And Dan Seitzma, who is working diligently behind the scenes, might choose any questions that you post there to put up, and we'll have our characters answer them. So be sure to start commenting with your questions ASAP, and your question might get asked. And also, feel free to play along with us and post what you think the correct answer is. Put yourself out there, take a chance, and see if you're right. And now, without any further ado, let's get started with Yes, There Really Is an Answer. Good evening, contestants, and welcome to Yes, There Really Is an Answer. It's so good to see both of you tonight. it looks like in the coin toss backstage, Chip's Fingers, you won the chance to go first.
Hell yeah, I did. How much? I think I had $100 on that.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Congratulations doubly on that, Chips.
Yep, just
And-
Venmo that to me.
Oh, right. I'll talk to my producer and see if we can make that happen. And Chips, if it hasn't already become obvious for our viewers, I understand that you are a pretty big fan of gambling. Is that right?
I think fan cheapens it. Fan cheapens it because fans they're just wannabes. It's a lifestyle.
Okay.
And a lot of people are down on it, but it's a healthy lifestyle. The way I live it, it's a healthy. Hold on. What? Okay. Yep. Okay. So I want the trifecta. I want Lucky Boy to show. I want Tony to place, and Globetrotter to win. Yep. $100. I just got $100. Just found $100. Yep. Put it in. Okay. Great. Lock it in. Anyway. So. Anyway, I like to keep you keep the economy moving. I keep some people in business, support entertainment. That's how I'm helping fight the pandemic right now.
Okay. All right. Well, like you mentioned, some people are down on it, but I'm glad to see that you are double down on it. All right. Let's get to question number 1 for you, Chips. Our own Dana White will pull that up right now. And with this question, I'm going to ask you to choose the best answer. Choose the best answer. And here it is. The Kalamazoo Valley Museum is home to how many objects? 17,000, 37,000, or 57,000? And yes, Chip, there really is an answer.
All right. This is bringing me back to like one of my first days that turned into like a year in Vegas, checking the odds, blackjack. I remember, you gotta stay on 17.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen anyone hit a 37 or a 57, but I have seen that in roulette. And I love roulette, and I love going big. You got to go big or go home. I'll go 57,000.
57,000, and you are absolutely right, Chips.
That's right.
More than 57,000 objects in the Kalamazoo Valley Museum for people to enjoy. Congratulations.
Yeah. Hold on. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I need to parlay. I just got another $100. Yeah, 8th race, Pimlico. Yep. Big Badger and Camp Randall, number 3. Yep. Okay, Go ahead. Sorry.
No, and I don't mean to eavesdrop, Chips, but you do realize that we are playing for points and not dollars, right?
Right. This is broadcast. I get it. Yeah. Points.
Oh,
yep.
Right.
I get it. I'm down. Yeah, totally down with you.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Chips. And moving right along to Trent Mosby. How are you doing tonight, Trent?
I'm doing well, Ben, and I just wanted to add before we continue that there are also 3 active ghosts at the Kalamazoo Valley Museum as well. I'm part of CAPS, Kalamazoo Area Paranormal Society, and we have actively investigated that museum multiple times.
Wow, 3 active ghosts.
There are.
I assume that they each is attached to one of those more than 57,000 objects, and that's what brings them there?
Each spirit has its own connective point. I don't know if you're familiar with the museum itself, Ben, and do you know the little spot where you have to crank something to make a toaster go?
Yes, I do believe I remember that.
There are 2 ghosts that particularly haunt that toaster. They live on the interiors of both of them. When a child cranks that, one of the ghosts, who is also a child, named Margaret, will come out and pull a prank. One.
Really?
The other one doesn't like to come out much except for at night. He's a little bit of a shy guy. We don't know his name yet.
Oh, okay, but you're working on that.
Yes. There's also a ghost that's the mummy. I don't like that room. I never go there anyway.
Really? So you think that might be some sort of evil entity?
I am thinking it's either that or it could be a security guard who we're trying to rule out, because, the Kalamazoo Area Paranormal Society, we try to rule out spirit hauntings too. So,
Oh yeah, absolutely. You approach it, as a skeptic. You certainly don't want to believe in ghosts. You go in there with an open mind, no preconceived notions about ghosts in toasters or anything of the sort.
I'm a scientist first.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. Let's check in with question number 2, and it just so happens that it's about someone who is heavily involved in the sciences, Trent. Your question is: Homer Stryker was an blank surgeon. Fill in the blank, Trent.
I've actually had the honor of speaking with his ghost.
Really?
Hold on. Before Trent answers, Bannon.
Yeah.
10-1. He misses it. I got $100. $100. 10-1. 10-1. Take it. You're down. Okay, Trent, go.
Mr. Fingers, I will kindly advise you to be careful around this question. Mr. Stryker will pop out.
Wow.
Is he
You
an
see,
anger ghost?
we shouldn't say his name anymore.
Okay.
If said 7 times, he will arise.
He'll appear. Okay. Well, taking that into account, let me go ahead and rephrase the question for you. Blank blank was an blank surgeon. Fill in the last of those 3 blanks, Trent.
He told me this in secrecy, but I will share it with you.
Okay.
He was a foot surgeon. He worked on feet.
That is close enough for me. Homer Stryker was an orthopedic surgeon. Close enough.
Oh, we got to go to the judges.
He used the particular word foot for me when we spoke.
I don't know if you can see it from where you are, Chips, but from where I am, I see nothing but truth coming from Trent's eyes. I see truth oozing from Trent's eyes, like somebody who has just gotten up from a very long sleep and their eye is all gooey and crusty. I see a lot of truth there.
I think Trent does have a lot of goo in his eyes.
Oh,
I'm going to have to withdraw. I'm going to have to probably withdraw that. I'm thinking that's maybe you're not going to. I'm going to say this. Let's call it even.
Okay.
So it's a gentleman's bet.
Exactly.
It's even. So we'll be cool. It's
okay.
Hold on.
Yep.
No, Jimmy, you do not need to go see Bannon yet. No, he'll come around.
I'm not surprised that I would have goo in my eyes either, because goo in your eye when you wake up tells you that a ghost had interactions with you in your sleep.
Really?
Oh.
I always thought it was like the Sandman, but you're saying that it's ghostly interactions?
It's a scientific fact.
All right. Well, you put science first, so I believe you, Trent. All right. Moving back to Chips, and before we get to your question, Chips, I'll just give a quick reminder to our audience. After this question, we'll be breaking for our Q&A. So if you haven't already, be sure to get those questions posted. And like I said, Dana White might pick your question to get asked. So here is your question, Chips. The newly constructed water tower along US 131 north of Kalamazoo is proudly painted with the Kalamazoo Promise logo. How many gallons of water can it hold?
Oh my gosh. I'm totally going to get this. Reminds me of that time when I was it was Reno, and it was for at this elementary school, and it was, guess how much, and it was how many dimes fit in this. It was so funny. They had a cutout of a horse's behind.
Wow.
How many dimes fit in there?
Mm-hmm.
And it was an Appaloosa, so it was a big horse. And of course, dimes, they're small. So there were actually in this cutout, in this statue, there were 3,423,298. I guess 3,422,200 298
Gallons of water.
dimes.
Oh, dimes.
Dimes.
Okay.
However, I have a feeling that the proportion of a dime to this horse's butt is similar to a gallon in that water tower.
Yeah, this is.
So I'm going to say this. I, Kalamazoo, promise you that the answer is 3,283,423.
Well, you know what they say, Chips. Don't make a promise if you can't keep it. And unfortunately, you've just broken a promise to me because, as you'll see here in a second, the correct answer is 2.5 million gallons.
Ooh.
2.5 million gallons.
Hmm.
I hope you don't take offense to this, but previously you were talking about a horse's ass, and now you're the one who looks like a horse's ass a little bit. Am I right, Chips?
I'm not sure you are, but that reminds me. Hey, can I ask Trent a question? Because, as a ghost hunter, I wonder.
I'm a paranormal investigator. I'm gonna correct you now, Chips.
And a scientist.
I fully respect that. No harm meant. As a paranormal investigator, have you been out? I'm hoping that you have been out west to Nevada, and been in touch with maybe the greatest gambler of all time, Greg MacArthur. They call him. I thought of this because of the horse connect, but they call him Donkey, and no one could beat him at roulette. It was amazing. And of course they call him Donkey because he was such an ass when he won. I mean, he would throw drinks at people. He got kicked out of so many saloons, but they kept letting him come back in because he was entertaining and he won. But are you in touch with him? Because I would love to meet him.
Chips, I would. I have never been outside of Kalamazoo County in my life.
Wow. Really, Trent?
I've dedicated my life to hunting and investigating paranormal activity in the county of Kalamazoo. I will do so until I am dead, and then people can investigate my death and speak with me, where I can continue to tell them more about paranormal activity from the afterlife, as I am a ghost.
Wow. I can't help but admire your commitment there, Trent. Not many people are that committed to what they do. All right. Well, it is time for our Q&A. I'm sorry that we couldn't get any more information on that figure for you, Chips. But Dana White will pull up any questions that any of our viewers might have. And it looks like our first one is from the great Sue Holler, one of our most awesome viewers. And it's for you, Chips. Sue asks, word on the street is that you owe Dapper Gilmore 100 large, and he's got a price on your head. Aren't you worried about that this appearance on this big name game show is going to tip him off on where to find you? Wow.
That's, a lot of people don't know that. So this sounds like whoever Sue Holler is, I'm not sure that's the correct name, because this is really something that's between me and Dapper. So Dapper, I know you're listening, writing that question, and I'm embarrassed for you for using a girl's name. Think I couldn't figure it out. Don't you worry. This is going to come out, and if it doesn't come out right, you and I, we're going to meet over at Bannon's house, and we'll settle it there. So we'll take care of it.
Chips, let me follow up and ask you a question here. Have you experienced any sort of repetition in your life recently?
Possibly.
Like
feelings of chill,
continuously losing money, or
I continuously wager and take advantage of events that are happening around me. Like I've already won $300 here, I think, on this show. So that Dana White or Bannon, one of you are going to be Venmoing me, or you're going to hear from Dapper Gilmore.
Well, it sounds like, I mean, get in line, you know. Dapper Gilmore, it sounds like, is waiting for you. But why did you ask that question, Trent?
Well, as a paranormal investigator, I'm just always actively investigating. And when I hear of opportunities for head hunting in the opportunity for murder, I just get a little worried that perhaps Chips is not who he says. Perhaps Chips himself is a paranormal entity. I'm just going to go right up front. I'm investigating his murder now.
Wow.
Gotcha. Hey, let me ask you this, Trent, though. If Dapper does get a hold of me, what is the best way for me to contact you? Because I would love to hang out with you.
In my sleep, obviously, is a great way. Please come and haunt my nightmares and my dreams alike. I'll get the message. I also leave this notebook next to my bed every night with an open pen. Spirits are free to write me a message. It's kind of like my own personal Facebook.
Hey, and you never have to worry about the internet going out. All right, our next question is from Peter Harlan Maurer, and it's for you, Trent. What do you think of ghost deniers? Ooh.
I'm very familiar with Peter. He actually happens to be one himself. He is full of he is actively against caps. He comes up to our meetings. He throws eggs at my window every day without fail. He tells me ghosts are not real.
Wow.
All I can say to this young man is, come in the field with me one day. I'll show you a world that you've never seen before, and I'll open your eyes to the world of paranormal entities and such. I don't have anything else to say to him. In fact, I do have a restraining order with him. I wish he would follow it. Please follow it, sir.
Trent, hook me up with this Peter guy. I'm going to take that bet because I believe you. So I'm going to bet that Peter jerk that there are ghosts, and whoever loses is going to be streaking down West Nedge Saturday.
I sure hope that Peter has money because he will lose this bet, sir. He will lose this bet.
I know he will. He sounds like a loser.
Okay. All right. Interesting stuff here during the Q&A. And we have another question here from Allison Maurer. Chips, how did you get your nickname?
I love Doritos.
Yeah.
They are the best.
Mm-hmm.
Regular flavor. Some people go for that Cool Ranch, spicy. There's a spicy chili lime. Some people like that. The purple bag. I'm regular red bag, straight up. Hit me.
And you know what? If I would have had to guess, I would have guessed that it had something to do with poker chips. I would have been wrong.
Huh. Wow. Why would you think that? That's interesting.
I don't know. Looks like we have another question here from Beth Bradburn. It's for you, Trent. Beth asks, who would portray you in the next Ghostbusters reboot? Nice.
Oh, wait. Before he answers that, Bannon.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Between Ray Liotta and Kristen Wiig, $100, he chooses Kristen Wiig.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely, Chips.
Chips, right. Sir, you are massively down on your luck because it would be Susan Sarandon.
Susan Sarandon would portray you on the next Ghostbusters reboot.
All right, that's a push. That's a push, Bannon.
Okay.
She would do it.
What's the one Susan Sarandon quality that you think speaks most to who you are?
Her elegance, sir.
You know what? It's odd that you mentioned that because even though you're only here in 2 dimensions, like you look really elegant. I hope that doesn't make you feel weird, but there's a lot of elegance from you.
I have had to attend many formal galas and balls and speak on behalf of the entities. I am a very high society member. I actually got the opportunity to dive in Gull Lake once.
Okay. Fascinating. All right. Well, before we get back to the game show, I'll just give a quick reminder to please support Crawl Space Theater Productions by purchasing e-gift cards on our website. They're a great way to get ready for our live shows and upcoming classes. And as always, following Crawl Space Theater Productions on Facebook is a great way to stay up to date on things like that. So now let's get back to the game. And we are on question 4, and this is for you, Trent. And the question is, in what year was Kalamazoo College founded? 1833, 1866, or 1899?
Bannon, $100 says he gets it. Mark it. Book it.
All right. Done.
Oh gosh. Let me, oh my God. You won't believe it. On my bedstand, a ghost just wrote me a note. Wow. If you can see this is actual entity scribble. Wow. This was just here. I was sitting talking to you, and this is what scribbled onto this page. And I'm seeing, I don't know, Bannon. Can you see these numbers that I'm showing you right now?
I can see 2 for sure. I see a 6 and a 3, and I might see another 3, Trent. I might see another 3.
It is my interpretation that I am right now speaking to the entity who is perhaps the founding member of Kalamazoo County. If that is so, can you please give me a sign? Did you see that?
Yes.
What?
I saw that. Wow.
Spirit.
Get it.
Spirit, if you are here right now, please tell me, which of these numbers do I need to pick? I'm going to close my eyes and I'm going to let you draw on this page. This pen is open for you, Spirit. Please draw on the page. Which A, B, or C am I going to pick? I'm closing my eyes now.
Do it, Spirit.
Can the Spirit see the question?
There it is.
Come on, Spirit. Come on, Spirit. Come on, Spirit.
All right. What does the Spirit say, Trent?
Okay. It looks like another 3. But what I'm going to interpret that to mean is that it must be B.
Okay.
There was also a 6 in that scribble. So I'm guessing it must have been 2 6s, and perhaps the Spirit coughed.
Okay, so you're going with 1866 as your answer, Trent?
That is not my answer, sir. That is the entity's answer, but I am going to go with it.
Okay, understood, Trent. Thank you for the clarification. Unfortunately, both you and the entity are incorrect.
Spirit!
The answer was 1833.
Bannon, I need you to look at this. I've now just realized that the Spirit wrote 33 here, and I'm guessing that instead, perhaps they were trying to write me a note or draw me a picture to get me to believe that it should have been 33. That is not the Spirit's fault, sir. That is mine. It was a misinterpretation. There was a 3 written here as well. I interpreted it as a B.
No, that's okay. But maybe this will teach you a lesson on not to pass notes in class. Maybe. All right. Good guess with a little bit of help from your Spirit there, Trent. Unfortunately, no points that time around, which brings us to question 5. And this is for you, Chips. And here's that question. Located on West Main Street for more than 4 decades, the Blank Rabbit Magic and Masquerade Shop is where you can find a costume year-round. Fill in the blank, Chips. Do you do much dress-up, Chips? Like you're trying to avoid someone, or...
Occasionally that has to happen. Sometimes I have to become a different person to go into different casinos. Depends on how things have been going, where my credit is. And, one thing that you absolutely have to be is bold. Because if you're not bold, people don't believe you. You cannot be timid. And that's my answer, Bannon. I'm going with that. $100 says I got it.
$100 says you got it. $100. All right, let's see the answer, Dana White. And you are absolutely correct. It is the Timid Rabbit Magic and Masquerade Shop. Awesome. I would give you extra points for style, but I'm not. All right. Nicely done, Chips. And moving on to our last regular question. It's for you, Trent. And this one is a visual question. The following heavily distorted picture shows something that is located in Kalamazoo. What is it? And Dana White's brought it up right there. What do you see there, Trent?
$100. He doesn't get it, Bannon. $100.
Yeah, I got that. I got that action. No offense, Trent. It's just that it seems like the last time you tried to interpret something visually, it didn't work out well for you.
No offense taken, Ben. Paranormal investigating is it's an art as much as it is a science. Science is always theoretical. There's always theories in science. Science is never 100% fact. Therefore, in paranormal investigating, I'm going to interpret the facts incorrectly every once in a while. I'm only mortal.
Yeah. I've heard that paranormal investigating is half science, half art, and half philosophy.
Yes.
That's what I saw on a fortune cookie once. But what do you see in that picture there, Trent?
Ben, and what I see in that picture is a spot that is heavily haunted.
Oh, okay. Now, to me, that means that you are able to identify this location.
I've only been there in the cover of darkness.
Okay.
I only know it by what we in the Paranormal Investigating Society call it.
Okay. And what do you call it in that society?
We call it Dunjang.
Dunjang?
Dunjang.
Dunjang. Okay.
It's an ancient spirit name. That place is haunted by possibly the strongest spirit in this county.
Wow. Powerful enough to write legibly?
Yeah, you might call in that spirit for some help.
Yeah. Okay.
Are you suggesting that Dunjang has followed me to my home?
No, I'm not suggesting that at all. But I am suggesting that I get an answer that would be intelligible to the common citizen of Kalamazoo. Otherwise, I'm going to have to give you 0 points, Trent.
I think it's called the trade building or something.
Trade building or something.
Or Dunjang, if you'll accept.
All right. I'm not going to accept Dunjang, only over my dead body. But I'm going to give you half credit. I'm going to give you 50 points because, as you'll see here, the correct answer is the Park Trades Center. Park Trades Center, but it's good for 50 points.
Can I ask you a question really quick? You just mentioned something about your cold, dead body. Are you familiar with that sensation, sir?
I mean, I've been single before.
It's just interesting to me because you were aware of Dunjang's presence.
I mean, that certainly seems to be your interpretation, but I wasn't consciously aware of Dunjang, no.
Ben, and this is very important now. You need to do this test for me.
Okay.
I would like you to recite the alphabet backwards as fast as you can.
Okay.
$100, Trent. He can't do it. $100. Can't do it.
Okay. Z.
There we go. $100.
I can't do it.
That's Trent, the number one sign that you are. That's the number one sign that you are a spirit. Unfortunately.
Really?
If you cannot recite it on key, if you cannot recite it within a timely manner, and you cannot think of what comes next, it means that you are trapped in the afterlife, sir. I'm unfortunate to tell you that you may be a spirit.
Wow. And it even looks like Peter, Harlan Maurer, agrees with you. He's asking if I'm a ghost.
It's interesting. Maybe he's had a change of heart. That maybe he just believes in it. But I would say, with my scientific backing and my experience in the Paranormal Society, sir, I would say that you are haunting yourself. You are a paranormal entity.
Really? Well, I think I'm probably going to do what any paranormal entity does when they first discover that they're dead, and I'm going to see if I can get out of my student loans. All right. Well, I won't leave everybody high.
$100 says you don't get out of those student loans, Bannon. $100.
All right, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Okay, now it is time for our final question, and that's something that we like to call Kalamazoo Portage or blank. And the blank this time around is Climax, Michigan. Now, this is very important for both of you because right now, Chips, you have 300 points, and Trent, you have 150 points. And this question alone is worth 300 points. So very important. And here is your question, gentlemen. Which location, Kalamazoo, Portage, or Climax, was the first to receive free rural mail service from the U.S. Post Office in the state of Michigan in 1896? So go ahead and write down your answer. I'll read you the question once more. Which location, Kalamazoo, Portage, or Climax, was the first to receive free rural mail service from the U.S. Post Office in the state of Michigan in 1896? And while you're writing down your answers, I'll just quickly say to all of our viewers to be sure to stay up to date on all things Crawl Space Theater by following Crawl Space Theater Productions on Facebook, and by signing up for our email updates by visiting our website. As always, we promise not to spam you. And if this is the sort of thing that you've come to enjoy, be sure to check out Farmer's Alley on Facebook, where they regularly post content like this. So now we will go and check back in with Chips and Trent and see if they have their answers ready.
No, I'm down. Yeah. $500. NFL does not start in September. Yep. Put me down. Okay.
All right. Chips, you seem like an honest guy, so I'm going to trust that you weren't cheating right there. Trent, are you ready as well?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. Well, we're going to start with you, Chips, if you want to walk us through your thought process before you show us the answer. Are you with me, Chips?
I'm thinking about it.
Okay.
I don't know if there was really a process. You know what? I'm going to tell you what. Yeah. There wasn't really a process. I was putting a bet down, and I heard you say a word I like, so I'm just going with Climax.
Fantastic. And luck is on your side, Chips, because that is the correct answer, which brings you to a grand total of 600 points.
Yeah, bite that, Dapper.
Might be a new record on Yes, There Really Is an Answer. We'll have to check with the Yes, There Really Is an Answer historical production assistant to confirm that, but I think it is.
That's a 10 grand bonus, right? That's a 10 grand bonus, I believe. Just Venmo me.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that. Trent. Walk us through your thought process before you show us your answer.
Well, seeing as I've never actually been to Climax, of course, I had to go on my limited knowledge of the paranormal entities that are postal related in Kalamazoo County.
Okay.
And I recall speaking to well, it wasn't really speaking. What I would do is I would go and sit in this woman's parlor, and every day I would go and get her mail for her. And then by looking at the mail, I would look at the scuff marks, and sometimes those scuff marks would spell words if you looked at them a certain way. And I figured out that her home was being haunted by a paranormal entity named Joseph, and Joseph was from 1799. Therefore, I thought the Postal Service must be, perhaps he came through town and died there in that early of age, unbeknownst to us. But no, I'm guessing no. He was here with the Postal Service in 1799, a long time before whatever Climax place is has Postal Service.
Yeah, as you know, Kalamazoo is the incorrect answer, and I suppose that's why they say X marks the spot, not scuff marks are the spot. Okay, well, that leaves us with a final score of Chips sitting very pretty at 600, and Trent with a still respectable 150 points. Congratulations, Chips. how does it feel to be a winner? What's that rush that you get as a compulsive gambler?
It's almost indescribable. Imagine being in a red 1962 drop top Mustang, white walls, cruising down West Edge Avenue, your favorite girl by your side. You're heading to the root beer stand. You're going to have 2 chili dogs with Doritos. I always bring my own because they'd only sell Lay's,
Mm-hmm.
root beer float. That's kind of what it's like.
Wow. It's the kind of thing that almost makes it wish that you weren't so protective of your money. All right. Well, thank you, Chips. Trent, for better or worse, that leaves you with the honorable duty of singing us out with a verse from I've Got a Gal in Kalamazoo in a cappella style. But Trent, I promise you, as you sing, Chips and I are going to dance along as if it's the best rendition that we've ever heard. And Trent, I will allow you to channel any spirits or anything of the sort that might help you through this, okay?
The spirits have left me tonight. I feel as though I'm in this one alone.
Okay.
As I often am.
Well, I'm sorry that you feel that way, Trent, but you're not alone because both I and Chips are here with you. So I'm going to count you down, and you're going to sing that verse for us in 3, 2, 1. Take it away.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. I got a gal in Kalamazoo. Don't want to boast, but I know she's the toast of Kalamazoo. Ooh, 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 ooh. Years have gone by, my, how she grew. I liked her looks, but I carried a books in Kalamazoo. Zoo, zoo, zoo.
Awesome. Nicely done, Trent. Nicely done. And congratulations once more, Chips. I just want to quickly thank all of our contestants once more. Everyone watching, everyone a part of Crawl Space Theater, be sure to take care of yourselves, Kalamazoo, and most importantly, remember to help control the bat population. Have your bats spayed or neutered. Good night, everyone.
Kalamazoo, you are about to find out with some improvisation and witty banter. You'll have no doubt that, yes, there really is an answer. Kalamazoo.